Elisa Livigant is a London-based performance artist. She's staged her work on both sides of the Atlantic. Now she's traveling to Belarus, a country where artistic expression is suppressed. After months of planning, Elisa's about to join a theatre group that's so controversial they have to perform in secret.
They're a company that actually isn't allowed to practice in their own country. Their work is considered seditious. They are producing work which comments upon the current political situation in Belarus and on its leadership.
The Free Theatre of Belarus is planning to stage an underground performance in which Elisa has been invited to take part.
People who've gone to work for the Free Theatre before have been not allowed entry because it's been revealed that they were going to work with them. I have no idea how that's all going to pan out.
The troupe has performed around the world, receiving critical acclaim from the likes of playwright Tom Stoppard and Václav Havel. Now they're bringing their message back home, to Minsk, the capital of Belarus. Elisa is collected by Ilya Kuznetsov, a local journalist trusted by the Free Theatre.
Friend of mine, but
Have you gone to see anything of Free Theatre?
yeah, I think it's great. It's courageous, and it really moved me what I saw. I even took my mom, who's already quite old. She's in her 60s, and she loved it as well. But she said, "Be careful, son. They will go after you if you continue working with them."
Yeah. What's Minsk like? How do you find it?
It's a bit weird, the political situation, of course, but everything here is black and white. You're either pro-Lukashenko or against Lukashenko.
The regime of President Alexander Lukashenko has been condemned by the EU and US for election rigging and abuses of human rights. Many of his political opponents have mysteriously disappeared. Lukashenko's been dubbed the last dictator of Europe. On the outskirts of the city is a derelict house. In 2 days' time, the Free Theatre will stage a show here, illegally. Nikolai Kalyezin's a journalist. He and human rights activist Natalia Kolyada began the Free Theatre in 2005.
The girls said, "Oh my God, she was coming to us."
Elisa hasn't seen them for 18 months. Today, she'll have to take a back seat, as the Free Theatre needs to rehearse in the only space available to the troupe.
This is our big stage here. And this is this famous wall that was broken for us. Spectators sit everywhere where it's possible. Sometimes we have 80 people, it's terrible, because they just sit at the windows, they sit on the floor, so everywhere.
Первый день, потом вечеринка, праздник, и в 12 часов дня спектакль «Фигаро».
Performing in Minsk is a bold act, as the group have found out to their cost. Previous shows have been raided by the Belarusian authorities.
We saw a special division of police, KGB and district police. And special division of police, they had hamlets, ribbon sticks. It was like a real detective story. We had French and Dutch citizens here, pregnant women, small kids from 5 to 9 years. And they said that all of you are under arrest and follow us to police department.
It was a major setback. But the police action was condemned in the international press, leading to the release of both actors and audience. It's this increasing support that's encouraged the Free Theatre to risk a return to the same space. But the authorities still keep an eye on the group. This is the Army Theatre of Belarus. Marina Yurievich used to be an actress here. She wanted to leave Belarus to work abroad with Nikolai and Natalia. First, she had to meet the secret police.
Я обязана пройти разговор с контрразведчиком из КГБ, где вот сидит КГБшник и говорит: «Марина, куда ты едешь? А свободный театр здесь ни при чем. Ты должна все записать и по приезду все мне рассказать».
But Marina failed to deliver any incriminating evidence. She was fired from her job in the Army Theatre. Now she works full-time for the Free Theatre. Back at the secret venue, the intense round of rehearsals is underway. The group's wider ambition is to build support for the opposition in Belarus. There's a lot riding on their performance.
Natasha and Nikolai have a huge amount of responsibility in terms of a public face of Free Theatre, while still being very intimately involved in the everyday workings. I just think they're incredibly generous to sort of the people that they're working with. I think the biggest challenge is just resources. I mean, the Free Theatre does not have any resources. You know, they're working with nothing.
This play, Numbers, deals with statistics withheld from the public. These reveal the harsh realities that face people in Belarus. It's an anxious time for the Free Theatre's director, Vladimir Sheban.
В принципе, мы хотели осмыслить цифры без слов, то есть поэтому ни одного слова не должно было быть произнесено, то есть осмыслить статистику своими телами. А у нас особенная страна, у нас статистические данные найти очень сложно. Это по сути, хоть это неофициально, но это секретная информация, потому что это была абсолютно шпионская работа.
As a former director of the State Theatre, Vladimir knows only too well the penalty for working outside the state's control.
Ну и там уже как бы государство включилось, как оно умеет это делать. То есть я был уволен из театра без в общем-то, причин. И все спектакли, которые шли у меня в этом театре и в других театрах, они были просто сняты из проката.
I don't think that most people are that aware of what's going on in Belarus. People make an assumption that in Europe there is a certain level of democratic process. So the whole notion that there would be government in power, which is a dictatorship, is difficult to really grasp or imagine.
The Free Theatre needs to reach as many people as possible. In a climate of fear, how many people will have the courage to attend this illegal performance?
The European Squirrel Initiative is a newly formed organization made up, so we'll just stay out for that.
With just 24 hours before her performance, Elisa now has an opportunity to rehearse.
Squirrel Nutskin.
Elisa's devised a piece based on how Europe's native red squirrels were destroyed by the incoming grey squirrel. It's a metaphor for the relation between immigration and identity.
A newly made organization made up of member states throughout Europe.
But she's not sure how her experimental piece will play to a Belarusian audience.
The performance of A Kiss from the Last Red Squirrel here is full of different kinds of challenges. I mean, the first big one is of translation, both of the language, but then also of a very different sort of place and time, bringing that to Minsk. Also just the experience of working with an audience that maybe don't see a lot of contemporary performance.
While Elisa works hard to get her show ready, Maria Vavochina is organizing the audience for tomorrow's secret performance. 2,000 people want to attend, but she can choose only 50. The hand-picked audience will be told of the performance at very short notice.
I have a list of emails, mobile phones, so when I know which dates we'll have the performance, we send it to these people in the list. They begin to call me, and so I explain everything. I arrange the meeting just near our location. I'm not giving the address.
Elisa and the group have finished rehearsing, but the mood is tense. No one knows how the police will react tomorrow.
Ну, сейчас это такая позиция замалчивания, то есть не демонстрировать, что свободный театр популярен, не демонстрировать, что он известен в мире, что он существует.
Nikolai is prepared to take the risks involved. In 2006, he was sentenced to 15 days in jail for organizing a street demonstration and was recognized by Amnesty International as a prisoner of conscience.
Когда ты произносишь что-то, это становится важным для страны, если твои слова и настроение страны созвучны в этот момент. Особенно это важно, когда в тот момент, когда страна больна, так как это происходит сейчас с Беларусью.
That evening, Nikolai and Natalia take Elisa to a gathering organized in support of the Free Theatre. Irina Krasuskaya, one of their strongest supporters, is there to present an award. She's the wife of an opposition businessman who disappeared 10 years ago. He's believed to have been assassinated.
We know who did it and who's responsible. We cannot prove it right now. 1999 was the year before presidential election, and Viktor Gonchar, who disappeared together with my husband, wanted to be a president, and it's disappeared just before presidential election. When we had our kind of problems with dictatorship in Belarus, we just thought, what can we do? How can we change the situation if we don't have any power, real power? And then we decided that real power should be in art. And that's why theater, free theater came.
It's the evening of the performance. The time has come for Maria to collect the audience. The plan is for Maria to take a bus, and the audience will board at various points along the journey. Maria doesn't acknowledge them until the end of the trip. Once off the bus, she greets them and leads them to the theatre. For many, it will be their first and maybe only chance to watch the free theatre in Belarus.
We say that our audience is the bravest audience in the world because all of them go to our performances and they understand that they need to bring their passports with them because you never know what will happen next.
Elisa is performing first. 18 months after first seeing the free theatre, she's realizing her ambition of sharing their stage and audience.
Have any of you ever seen a red squirrel? Когда-нибудь видели рыжую белку?
No
Indeed, in striking the best balance in our approach to the grey squirrel, we face some difficult challenges. I'm from an organization that is talking about it.
Я здесь от организации, которая собирается об этом говорить.
The ESI is committed to developing weapons and techniques to destroy this immigrant invader.
ЕБИ выступает за развитие
Elisa's performance comes to a climax when she, like the invading squirrel, moves into new territory. And although there's some resistance among the locals, eventually she wins them over. Now it's time for the free theatre. How will their performance be received? Will it live up to expectations? Numbers is a huge success with the audience. The actors powerfully convey the information that the government tries to suppress.
About our country, about really our problems, deep problems, what about thinking.
Now they will go home and think about it. Oh, it's true. Oh, what is happening? And maybe they will change.
They've sacrificed a lot to do this. They are incredibly committed and incredibly brave and incredibly strong. There's no cynicism. theatre is incredibly vital and meaningful in a different way than it is in the UK.